Hello sweethearts, I'm going to go over ELD answer keys. We had ELD on April 13, 14, 15 and 16, no ELD on 17. Correct the sentence. Paul fell asleep in front of the television at 6:30. Paul is a proper name and it came at the beginning of the sentence anyway. So you start with capital P. The past tense of fall is fell, F-E-L-L. Fell asleep in front of the television at 6:2 dots, 6:30, then period. Because the sign on Monroe Road was turned around, we went the wrong way. Beginning of sentence again, capital letters, so capital B. Monroe Road is a compound proper name. So capital M, capital R was turned around. You pause here, so you put a comma. We went the wrong way, period. Choose the correct way to divide the word into syllables. Specimen is the correct one, the first one. Sweeties, because we are learning online, the lessons are online. If something is not in the lesson, if you're struggling finding it, it's okay to Google it. I don't mind. I don't count it as cheating. As long as the purpose of your search is to learn from it, it's okay. I told you this before. These online exit tickets are like open book tests. So you can use different resources to answer these. Make sure it doesn't become your habit of just searching instead of studying the lesson though. Choose the correct spelling. Nutrition, the last one, is the correct answer. Correct spelling again, combination. The first one is the correct answer. Moving on, April 14. Complete the analogies. Adjective word rob to Robert is the correct one. Ewe to sheep, dove to. Ewe is a female sheep, dove is a female deer, so deer is the correct one. On July 4, 1776, the Declaration of Independence was signed. We need to correct this sentence. Start with capital letter again. Capital O-N. July is a proper name of a month. Capital J, 4, comma between the day and the year. Declaration of Independence is the proper name of a day, of a document. So capital T, capital D, capital I was signed, ED, period. Polly has broke her pencil, so she'll get up to sharpen it. Capital P has broken. Remember the different tenses of the verb that we had before: eat, ate, eaten, write, wrote, written. This is break, broke, broken. When you have has and had, have, you use the third tense of the verb. So capital P has broken her pencil, comma, so she'll, this is the contraction of she will. So you put an apostrophe between E and LL. She'll get up to sharpen it, period. Those of you who wrote down she will get up, I gave the point to you. Write one sentence using the homophone pair, great and great. The first great means, if it's a verb, means shredding. If it's a noun, means a metal object that they use for they use in the furnace and they put coal on, or the metal object you see for draining the water in the street, showing the picture of both of them. This is the noun for great. It goes in the furnace, they put coal on it. This is also a noun for great, metal object that is draining the water in the street. This is the verb shredding for great. The other great, this one means very good. So I have one of you wrote down the great is great. I gave the point to that student, but friends, your fourth graders, I expect longer and better sentences. One of our friends wrote down, my mom grated the cheese and it tasted great. That was pretty good example. Always do your best. Don't settle down for anything less than your best, remember? We're moving on. Correct the sentence again. Give me all your trees, Milo, said Oliver. Because this is a quote from Oliver, we put a quotation mark, capital G, give me all your trees, capital M-I, for Milo, period, quotation mark closed, said Oliver, period. Milo said, go fish, capital M, said, comma, quotation mark opens, capital G, fish, period, quotation mark closes. Watch the video on subject and object pronoun. I watched the video. It was a great source for you to learn about subject and object pronouns. I'm going to go over a very short sentence quick. Hopefully it helps. Sally wrote a letter to her mom. Sally is the doer of the action. Writing is the action or your verb. Sally is the one who's doing it. We call Sally a subject of the sentence. Writing is happening to letter, so we call letter the object of the sentence. The action is being done to it. Letter by itself is not doing anything. If I take my subject and put a pronoun for it, if you remember, pronoun is a word that replaces your noun. I take Sally out. If it was, say, Jack, you would put he. Because it's a she, it's a girl, we put she. She wrote a letter to her mom. Because I took my subject and put a pronoun, I call this pronoun a subject pronoun. Another thing to realize for subject pronoun, it always comes before your verb. She wrote. If I leave Sally here, but I replace my object letter with a pronoun, it, we call this object pronoun because it replaces my object and it comes after my verb. Subject pronouns comes before verb. Object pronoun comes after verb. Let's look at the question now. We drove by the school to pick them up for the choir, after choir. Them, they're not doing anything, right? And it comes after your verb. The picking is happening, the actions happen to them. So this is an object pronoun. Many of you made a mistake on this one. Nan gave her the recipe. Again, her. This this is an object pronoun. It comes after your verb, and it's not doing the action of giving is happening to it. Object pronoun. Write one sentence using the homophone pair, great and great. We had this before, so I'm not going to go over it. Moving on. Fiction or non-fiction. Fiction is something imaginary. Non-fiction is fact, real. Some of you were confused because you always, in the classroom, we just practice fiction and non-fiction for genres of the books you're reading or movies, things like that. You're just reading a sentence. If it's something that is real or fact, we call it non-fiction. If it's not, if it's an imaginary thing, it's not real, we call it fiction. Let's see how it goes. Jim Henson, creator of the Muppets, had studied puppetry since high school. This is a real thing. This is fact, so it's a non-fiction. Clifford the big red dog grew bigger than his house. Clifford is an imaginary character. It's a dog in the stories, right? Or even animation movies. So it's a fiction. Our printer hasn't worked since last Wednesday. Our printer, the correct spelling is O-U-R and we start with capital O. Hasn't is a contraction form of has not, so we put an apostrophe between N and T. Wednesday is a proper name of day, so capital W, then period. With having a assembly in the gym at 900, Mrs. Pato said. Because it's the quote of Miss Pato, we start with quotation mark, capital W, are having an assembly in the gym at 9 colon or 2 dots 00 period quotation mark close capital M dot after S capital P said period. Many of you got this one wrong. There were too many things that you were supposed to correct and some of you missed a few of them. Simile and metaphor, just a quick review. Both simile and metaphor are being used to compare things. When you see a sentence that is comparing two things and you see the word as or like in it, that's a simile. If you don't see as or like, but you still see comparing two things, that's metaphor. Her hands were as cold as ice when she came inside. You see as here, so this is a simile. Sweetheart, I noticed that many of you are doing math and science, but you're skipping your ELD. ELD is a great way of, the ELD assignments are a great way to practice grammar. So I want all of you to practice. I had kids who are English speakers and scored very low on some of the ELD assignments. So it doesn't mean that you don't need to practice this. Any practice is making you a master of a skill. So don't skip any daily task that we post for you. I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. I know it's not easy to work when you're at home. You have lots of distractions. You want to play around. You have your siblings around. Enjoy your time with your family members, but don't forget about your education. I'm proud of you again. I'm telling you one more time because I am really proud of you. Keep up the amazing work. Bye-bye.